The fall of Jerusalem and the fulfillment of prophecy. Jesus warned his followers about events that were soon to come. Jesus spoke specifically about the destruction of Jerusalem, and his words were both prophetic and deeply sorrowful. The sight of surrounding armies. Jesus begins by saying, "When you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, then you will know that its desolation is near." This was not just symbolic, it was a literal warning. Jesus was describing what would actually happen about 40 years later, when the Roman army surrounded Jerusalem. At that time, Jewish rebels had risen up against Rome, and the empire responded with overwhelming force. The Romans built siege walls, cut off supplies, and waited until the city was weak from starvation and fear, the call to escape. Jesus told his followers, "Let those in Judea flee to the mountains, and let those in the city get out." In other words, don't stay and fight. Don't cling to the temple or the city walls, run. History tells us that many Christians living in Jerusalem did escape before the siege began. They remembered Jesus' warning and fled to a nearby town called Peller, across the Jordan River, and they survived. Jesus called these days days of vengeance, meaning that this destruction was God's judgment for the nation's rejection of him and his message. It was the fulfillment of what many Old Testament prophets had already warned would happen if Israel turned away from God. The tragic outcome. Jesus described it plainly. There will be great distress in the land and wrath against this people. They will fall by the sword and be taken as prisoners to all the nations. And that's exactly what happened. Thousands were killed when the Romans broke through the city walls. Many others were taken captive and scattered throughout the Roman Empire. The magnificent temple, the pride of Israel, was burned and destroyed. Not one stone was left upon another, just as Jesus had foretold earlier in the chapter. The times of the Gentiles. Jesus ended this section with another powerful line. Jerusalem will be trampled by Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. This means that after Jerusalem's fall, non-Jewish nations, the Gentiles, would dominate and control the city for a long period of time, a period that still continues in many ways today. It's a reminder that God's plan unfolds in stages. Israel's fall wasn't the end of the story. It opened the door for the message of salvation to spread to the whole world. The deeper meaning. Luke 21:20-24 isn't just history. It's a warning and a lesson. It shows that Jesus' words are trustworthy and precise, even when they seem impossible. It also reminds believers that God always provides a way of escape for those who listen and obey his voice. Even in judgment, God's mercy shines through. Jesus predicted the fall of Jerusalem before it happened. His followers who listened were spared. The destruction fulfilled prophecy and marked the beginning of the times of the Gentiles. God's promises, both of warning and of hope, always come true. If you have liked this video, please share, like, and subscribe onto our channel so that you can be notified whenever we upload our new videos. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you mightily in Jesus' name.